these dream states we enter before we even astral project, it's a spectrum. And it's shown me that there's a lot more ways to have out-of-body experiences than we've really been told. When it comes to astral projection and inducing an out-of-body experience, I feel like people feel like they have to do the techniques the same way every single time. You wake up in REM sleep, or you go into meditation, and then you visualize leaving your body, or you visualize rolling out or floating out. And we can do that. That is a way that we can astral project, but we can also use our other senses as well. And I've been using sound to astral project, and it's super, super cool. And I wanted to give you my technique that I've been trying out recently. So of course you want to do all the things. You want to make sure you either wake up in REM or you're in a really nice, deep, relaxed state where you can easily shift your body into an even deeper relaxation and work on getting out of body. But instead of just using your visualization, imagining floating out, rolling out, imagining that you're just in a different place altogether, finding ways to harness the sound in your physical environment and using that to amplify the physical sensations you feel in your physical body. So let me explain what I mean. When you're about to have an out-of-body experience, or when you reach sleep paralysis, you're going to experience, it's called a vibrational state, and it feels exactly like it sounds. It literally feels like really intense, like buzzing or vibrations. And these come slowly as you deepen your relaxation and as your physical body gets closer to sleep. You're going to feel this light tingling, this feeling start to build on your physical body. And a lot of people wait for that feeling, and that is what tells them when they're close to being ready to astral project. You have these certain clues that tell you how close you're actually getting to an out-of-body experience, but we can actually amplify the vibrations and make them even stronger by shifting our mind to the sounds that we're hearing in our physical environment and imagining them within our physical body. So for example, let's say that you have a fan going in your room and you can hear the sound of a fan while you're in your deep meditative state, when you're waiting for the vibrations, when you're waiting for that cue that you're ready to astral project. Why don't you just try, instead of listening to the fan or just noticing the fan, seeing if you can feel the sound of the fan in your physical body, and see if you can almost align it with your breath. As you take an inhale, this sound works up your body, and as you exhale, it's going down your body, and it's almost creating this wave, this wave in your imagination as the sound comes up and the sound goes down. And this also works really, really well with binaural beats or white noise or anything like that almost sort of has a staticky kind of bassy sound to it. Now again, you can use any sound because we are basically tricking our brain to believe that it's being amplified in the body, and you're going to notice that the sound that you hear when you're doing this, whether it's a fan, whether it's your music, is going to get more intense because now you're shifting your perspective of how you're actually interpreting that sound or that sensation. And so if I'm like laying down listening to white noise or the fan or whatever, I will imagine it growing stronger and stronger with each inhale and exhale as it works its way down my body. And it starts to create this like really powerful, energetic wave that I really start to feel going up my body and down my body as I'm breathing and as I'm also focusing on whatever sound is in my environment. And usually it is the sound of the fan, or it is the sound of like delta wave binaural beats or something similar in the background. And for me, those are the best types of sounds to use for this technique, because it's this very like heavy rumbling type of feeling. It almost can mimic how the vibrations feel when they actually start. And since I've been doing this, just using my visualization to amplify sound instead of just using it to imagine that I'm floating out of body or I'm somewhere else, it has really, really helped me not only amplify the sensations really strongly in my body, but also have more influence of when I get out of body instead of just like waiting to be in the right state, if that makes sense. And I feel like there's so many ways that we can use our different senses for these really cool experiences and for accessing different dream states, especially because whatever we are imagining or really daydreaming about in consciousness, all the time, not even just in our techniques, but all the time, our brain believes is actually real. And the more that we dedicate our awareness to growing those sensations or those visualizations, the stronger and more concrete it becomes to our brain, which is why we can almost start to trick ourselves out in these experiences thinking that it's actually happening. So try playing around with sound. See how you can almost trip yourself out with using sound to astral project. And another really cool thing that you can do to just test out how crazy this is to imagine one of your favorite songs that you know really, really well playing in your head when you're in the mind awake, body asleep state. Like when you're in really deep relaxation, just see if you can just imagine one of your favorite songs playing out loud. You're just going to imagine it playing, the instrumentals, the music, just taking your time through that song. And eventually you're actually going to start to hear it in your physical environment. And this is also something that I use to let me know how deep in relaxation my physical body is, because sometimes it's easy to feel like you're super awake in your technique. And you're like, is this even working? Am I even putting the body asleep? And then all of a sudden, bam, a lucid dream starts. Or all of a sudden you are in sleep paralysis. You know, we think that we're awake so often when we're actually not. This experience, these dream states we enter before we even astral project, it's a spectrum. We go through a spectrum of different states with our waking consciousness, and using sound and just imagining specific sounds and actually watching how those amplify and like manifest in your physical environment is so cool to experience. And it's shown me that there's a lot more ways to have out-of-body experiences than we've really been told. We're usually limited to kind of the same sort of processes, but this really showed me there's a lot of other ways that we can explore to become conscious in our dreams and explore outside of our physical body. So let me know if you use any techniques like this using sound or your other senses. I would love to hear what you guys are up to. And if you do try this for the first time, let me know what you experience. All right, guys, I love you so much. Thanks so much for tuning into this video. And as always, I'm sending you endless love and endless lucidity.